Angel says, "My child, my precious one, the one reading these words with eyes that may be tired but a heart still burning with quiet hope. I am your angel, assigned by heaven to walk with you from the moment you took your first breath. I have been closer to you than your own shadow, watching every step, every tear, every silent victory. Today, I bring you a message from heaven, a message meant for this very moment in your life. It's a message of love, of truth, and of the power that lives inside you, a power the world didn't expect, but heaven always knew. At this age, you shocked them. Yes, you. They thought they had you figured out. They thought your story was already written, that your best days were behind you. They looked at your years, your wrinkles, your slower steps, and they decided you were done. They thought your dreams were too old, your energy too weak, your time too late. They whispered that you should give up, settle down, accept less. But heaven smiled, because heaven knew something they didn't. They saw your wrinkles and thought they were signs of weakness. But I saw them as marks of wisdom, etched by years of courage, of battles you fought in the quiet of your heart. They saw your slower steps and thought you were fading. But I saw every step filled with purpose, moving to a rhythm only heaven could hear. The world judges by what's on the outside, by age, by speed, by noise. But I've seen the strength in your soul, growing stronger with every challenge, like a storm gathering power in the sky. Oh, my beloved child, if only you could see yourself the way I see you. At this age, you are glowing. You are wiser than ever. You are stronger than ever. Not because you never fell, because you did fall, and you learned how to get back up. You learned how to keep going, even when the world said you shouldn't. You learned how to carry pain and still shine with love. You learned how to rise, again and again, like a sunrise that never stops coming. They expected you to give up. They thought life had worn you down, that your heart had no fight left. But you shocked them. You chose love when they expected bitterness. You stood tall when they thought you'd stay down. You dreamed again, prayed again, danced again, even if your steps were shaky, even if your voice was soft, even if you were alone. You shocked them by refusing to let their doubts define you. They don't know the weight you carried. They don't know how many nights you cried alone, then woke up to offer kindness to others. They don't know how many times you helped someone else stand when you were barely standing yourself. They don't know the prayers you whispered when no one was listening, or the times you loved people who didn't love you back. But I know. Heaven knows. And now, my child, your reward is coming. You shocked them at this age, in this moment, with all your history behind you. They didn't see it coming. They didn't see the fire in your eyes, the strength in your heart, the grace in your soul. They didn't expect you to rise like this, to shine like this, to live like this. But you did. And you're not done yet. They thought you were too old to start over. They said your chance had passed, that you should settle for less. They didn't know you serve a God who brings dead things back to life. They forgot that the best moments often come later, like the sweetest fruit at the end of the season. They forgot that heaven doesn't count time the way people do. Your life isn't measured by years, it's measured by faith, by love, by the way you keep going when everything says stop. My child, you didn't bloom late. You bloomed right on time, heaven's time. You weren't delayed, you were being shaped, strengthened, prepared for this very moment. Every step you've taken, every tear you've shed, every quiet night you spent wondering if you were enough, it was all part of a divine plan, a careful crafting of your soul. Heaven was never in a rush with you. The world might have tried to tell you that you were behind, that your time had passed, that you should have been further along by now. But heaven? Heaven knew better. Heaven saw the beauty in your waiting, the strength in your stillness, the power in your persistence. And now, the world is starting to see it too. They're watching you with wide eyes, their hearts stirred by the quiet miracle of your life. They're wondering how you're still smiling after everything you've been through. They're marveling at the peace that radiates from you, the grace that seems to flow effortlessly from your spirit. They're remembering the times they doubted you, the moments they thought you were finished, the days they whispered that you'd never rise again. And you? You're not angry. You're not bitter. You've never held their doubts against them. Instead, you just kept growing, quietly, faithfully, rooted in something far deeper than their opinions. This is your most powerful season yet. Yes, right now, at this very age, in this very moment. The world might try to tell you that youth is where strength lies, that only the young can conquer, that only the fresh and unscarred can shine. But they're wrong. This is the season where your scars become your strength, where every mark life has left on you tells a story of survival, of resilience, of grace. This is the season where your voice carries a weight it never had before, a wisdom that only comes from living, from loving, from losing, and from rising again. This is the season where your no is firm, unapologetic, grounded in the truth of who you are. And your yes? It's holy, full of purpose, a sacred commitment to the path heaven has laid before you. This is the season where doors swing open, doors no one can close, because you've finally begun to see yourself the way heaven has always seen you, worthy, chosen, radiant. Do you know what happens when someone your age keeps shining? When someone who has walked through fire and come out glowing, who has carried burdens and still stands tall, who has been overlooked and yet refuses to dim their light? The darkness trembles. The doubts that others tried to plant in you fall apart like dry leaves in the wind. You become proof, living, breathing proof, that destiny doesn't have an expiration date. You become proof that God's power doesn't care about age, that His plans don't fade with time. You become proof that strength isn't about being loud or fast or perfect. It's about being steady, faithful, true. You are a walking testament to the truth that heaven's timing is perfect, that every moment of waiting, every season of struggle, was preparing you for this. You are proof that a life rooted in faith, watered by hope, and sustained by love can bloom in ways the world never expected. So don't doubt this moment. Don't look at someone else's path and wonder if you've missed your chance. Don't compare your journey to theirs, measuring your steps against their milestones. Your story is yours alone, written by a hand far greater than your own. You are walking in heaven's timing, and heaven is never late. The world might rush, might demand quick results, might celebrate the fleeting and the loud. But you're different. You've learned the beauty of patience, the strength of perseverance, the power of quiet faith. You've learned that life isn't about how fast you move but about how deeply you trust. And now, as you stand in this season, you're beginning to see the fruit of that trust. You're seeing the promises heaven made to you start to unfold. You're seeing the dreams you thought were lost begin to take shape. You're seeing the strength you didn't know you had rise up within you. They're watching you now, those who once doubted you. They're seeing the way you carry yourself, the way you move through the world with a peace they can't understand. They're wondering how you're still full of love after everything you've been through, how you can still laugh, still hope, still dream. They're asking themselves how you found the strength to keep going when life tried to break you. And the answer is simple, though they may not see it yet: you were touched by divine grace. You were never alone, not for a single moment. Angels walked beside you through every dark valley, every lonely night, every moment of doubt. God never stopped believing in you, even when you struggled to believe in yourself. His hand was on you, guiding you, shaping you, lifting you up when you couldn't stand on your own. My child, I know the nights you cried, wondering if it was too late. I know the moments you sat in the dark, questioning your worth, wondering if you'd missed your chance. I know the times you watched others move forward while you felt stuck, as if life was passing you by. I know you looked at closed doors and wondered if they'd ever open again. I know you asked, is there still time for me? Is there still a purpose for my life? And every time, heaven whispered back, just wait. Watch what I can do. Those whispers were soft, sometimes hard to hear over the noise of your pain, but they were there. And now, this is that moment, the moment heaven promised. This is the time when your life becomes a testimony, when your very existence becomes a miracle, when your story becomes a light that others can't help but see. You shocked them, my child. Not with anger or vengeance, not with loud declarations or flashy displays, but with something far more powerful: your survival. You shocked them by refusing to let pain define you. You shocked them by forgiving those who hurt you, by choosing love over bitterness, by choosing faith over despair. You shocked them by showing up, day after day, clothed in courage, wrapped in peace. You shocked them by loving again, by praying again, by dreaming again, even after everything you'd been through. And now, you are a wonder. You are a living miracle, a story of grace that no one can deny. Your life is a reflection of God's glory, a testament to His faithfulness, a beacon of hope for everyone who sees you. At this age, you don't walk with fear anymore. You've left that behind, along with the need to prove yourself, the need to chase approval, the need to explain who you are. Now, you walk with purpose. You rest in love, knowing that you are enough, that you have always been enough. You let your life speak for you, and what it says is beautiful. It says, I am here. I am still standing. I am still growing. I am still shining. And I, your angel, am cheering for you. I'm dancing around your spirit with joy, my heart bursting with pride, because I knew this day would come. I knew the world would see what heaven always saw, a soul so radiant, so resilient, so full of grace that nothing could dim its light. You shocked them with your quiet strength, with the way you kept going when others would have given up. You shocked them with your steady faith, with the way you held on to hope even when it seemed foolish to believe. You shocked them with your love, a love so deep and pure that only someone who has truly lived can give it. And that love, my child, is your greatest gift. It's the light that shines through you, the warmth that draws others near, the grace that changes hearts. You've learned that love isn't about perfection, it's about showing up, about giving what you have, about choosing kindness even when it's hard. And that choice, that decision to love, has made you unstoppable. So keep going, my child. Keep building your dreams, no matter how big or small they seem. Keep writing your vision, putting your heart on paper, letting your hopes take shape. Keep forgiving those who hurt you, not because they deserve it, but because your heart deserves to be free. Keep creating beauty, whether it's through your words, your actions, or the way you live your life. Keep living with wonder, with eyes wide open to the miracles around you. Let them watch. Let them whisper. Let them marvel at your light. They'll talk about you, you know. They'll tell stories of the one who refused to give up, the one who kept shining, the one who proved that age is just a number and faith is everything. This isn't the end of your story, it's the beginning of your greatest chapter. What's coming next will shock them even more. They'll see you rise higher, love deeper, shine brighter than they ever thought possible. They'll see the doors heaven opens for you, the paths that unfold, the dreams that come to life. And I'll be right here, walking with you, cheering for you, whispering to your heart when you need it most. You are everything heaven dreamed you would be, and so much more. The world is just beginning to see it, but I've always known. Now, go show them what a life touched by grace can do.